Jai Bhim, Jai Mulnivasi all. Today, once again, welcome you to MNT News Network's this English live studio. This video today it will be live on the Facebook as well as YouTube, and today also we are going to discuss on a very important topic. And today also it is so relevant that definitely the viewers of MNT News Network will be enlightened on why Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar gave such statement. So basically, first of all, I would like to welcome all the viewers to MNT News Network Studio. And today we are going to discuss about one of the important statement of Dr. Ambedkar. A Brahmin will remain a Brahmin no matter what colors he assumes and what party he joins. This was a statement given by Dr. Ambedkar, and today we are going to discuss on this particular statement so that we will be the viewers will be enlightened on this particular topic. And on this particular topic today we have our enlightened guest speakers. We have Mulnivasi Dr. Kathi Padmarao. He is a living legend, founder president of AP Dalit Mahasabha, as well as we have Mulnivasi Anandur Raj, who is social activist, critic, and Ambedkarite from Kerala. Both the distinguished speakers will be giving uh, giving information on this statement, and we will be discussing with both of them. So, without wasting time, I will just like to welcome both the speakers to studio. Uh, Good evening, sir. Dr. Anand sir and Kati Padmarao sir. Welcome you both to MNT News Network studio, and we are happy
Thank you,
to
thank
have you.
you,
Yes, sir.
thank you
Yeah,
for our invitation.
yeah.
Today's topic is relevant of Indian constant. A Brahmin is an unnatural, unscientific, created male member, character created on Indian soil in the 7th century BC. The Brahmin is an unnatural, unscientific, created male member,
Mhm.
character created on Indian soil in the 7th century BC. The Brahmano asya mukmasi, Bahu Rajanya Kuta, Urdadasya Dvaisya, Sudro Ajay. This is a inscript of Manusmriti. Beginningly, the Rigveda told in Purusha Sukta, a Brahmana asya mukmasi, Bahu Rajanya. It is purely a lie to say that a Brahmin is born out of the face of Brahma. A fake character originated by the so-called Hindu mythologists. The Manusmriti, Parasara Smriti, Agnivalkya Smriti, Narada Smriti, all Smritis in the Rigveda created this character, lies character, misused character, 7th century BC in India. It is a deceitful character created to deceive the believers of Hinduism. This character is created. It is not original character. Second born. The firstborn is are Dalits. In overall India, they are only firstborns. The Brahmin is second-born. The second-born means is created, only created. The Ambedkar only demolished this character. Only person, only prophet, only revolutionary, only scientific prophet, demolished in 1932 or 1927 the base of the Madhucharu, demolished this Brahmin character in India. It is a deceitful character created to deceive the believers of Hinduism. Jandam is a thread made, blood multi thin cotton threads. Jandam also created. It is not original. The Brahminism itself is a humbug. It is not relevant in India. This is analysis of Brahmin.
Right, sir. Rightly pointed out, giving citing the examples from the various Vedic literature and various books, what Brahmin means and how they had originated, and that defines the originality or how the word has been found out. We would like to go to Anantraju sir, and Anantraju sir, we would like to ask, as per now, Ms. Kathi Padmarao sir has cited the example from the ancient Vedic text. As far as the post-independence era is considered, and the character of Brahmin to maintain the system that has been defined in the Vedic culture or Vedic books, or the system created by themselves, how you analyze or how you identify this particular character in developing and maintaining the system post-independence era, sir?
Okay. Actually, the caste system has actually evolved since the beginning. It doesn't, stand there like how when they were created. They actually evolved from time being. After post-independence era, if you consider the post-independence era, the caste has actually evolved into another level or another stage. Uh, they are actually when the advent of the capitalism, uh, the capitalism actually used the caste system and they created new friction points between these Mulnivasis, even between the Mulnivasis and from the other castes all around India. So it exists as nearly visible, but it actually gives everyone bit of a strength for the Brahminical privilege system all around India. If we take a particular party, if we take Congress for example, they actually invoked religious sentiments for the for their for their well-being. For coming to power, they use religious sentiments such as Hinduistic religions sentiments, which in turn helps the Brahmanism or the Brahmins to be at the top. Uh, they find their heritage. They told us, even Mr. Gandhi told us, our heritage comes from the Hinduism, and it actually formed a public consciousness that we come from a Hindu background, and we have to we have to accept their privilege. We have to be like this for the time being, and we cannot escape. We are bound to be like this. They actually use this heritage and they created a delusional history. They created a delusional history in which the Brahmins made us all. They were the creators, and we are supposed to be the slaves, and we are supposed to be the followers of these Brahminical scriptures. So, if you analyze it like that, even though the advance of certain technological aspects or the machineries has come out, the education has been developed much better. Even though all these things have come around, we still are forced to, or we still follow this Brahminical the system of Brahmanism so as to counter or so as to exist. Uh, I think in the post-independence era, the Brahmanism has taken a new level of step that it includes the Mool Nivasis to be like a Brahmin, like they we all are forced to be like a Brahminical. We all are forced to follow the Brahminical ways. Uh, we have we follow these Brahminical value systems and cultures so as to exist. So I think they have been successful in the post independence era with all the parties, political parties here.
Right, sir. They are been getting success, but as far as the intellectual class is concerned, because right from the independence post-independence era is considered, we see that there is a sort of rise in the intellectual from the Mulnivasis or SC/ST OBC people. So definitely, when there is education or when there is a means brainstormings are there, definitely a person who is educated, he can means evaluate based on the available situations. In such a cases, when such sort of feelings are there, or such sort of exploitations, or such sort of or beliefs are there from the Brahminical system, and they want to maintain the system still. What can be the reason, Anand Raju sir, that this intellectual class, today's intellectual class is still are they are in the fold of these particular Brahminical, or they are basically not able to understand the situation behind the any behind the system or behind the curtain. What can be the reason that they are not been made aware of such fall in their system, particularly means maintaining the system? uh, how do you see these particular intellectuals from the SC/ST OBC community?
There has been changes ever since the intellectuals from the Mulnivasis, Dalit, CST, OBC intellectuals have come to rise. But you see, there is a methodological error in approaching these problems. If you take the intellectuals from all over India, even though India is actually ruled by the right parties like BJP, we have a long length of or long list of left intellectuals here. We don't see much of a right intellectuals here. We see all the left intellectuals here. But they all follow a particular methodology which is helpful for the Brahminical system to exist. It is because they all exist in a cultural and historical background uh, where their the existence itself is from a Brahminical history, and the starting is also from the Brahminical scriptures. They cannot they from if you take any intellectual other than Dr. B.R. Ambedkar or some of that, I'm not referring to them. Others have they exist in the same historical background. They exist in the same cultural background. You see, every civilization is made from a certain religion and language. So we need for the working of a society, we need a certain system. And by the advent of the Brahmanism or the coming of the Brahmins, the system is made in such a way that it works inside the Varna system, and we follow every methodology they use. We think without saying caste, the caste will dissolve itself. Even Marx had this type of thought. In 1853, in New York Tribune, Karl Marx said that with the advent of railway systems, uh, with the advent of railway systems, the modern it is a forerunner of the modern industries. So when the modern industries arise, the caste will dissolve. You see, they all thought like that. They thought it is just a division of labors. But like Dr. B.R. Ambedkar said, division of laborers. It doesn't come like that. It doesn't go like that. We cannot approach this or confront this problem with this certain methodology. We have to, like Dr. B.R. Ambedkar said, he tried to find a certain history, alternate history, other than what they said. Like Gandhi said, we have a history of, beautiful uh, uh, things and all. And even Nehru said we have a oneness in the past. But Ambedkar said not. We didn't get any privilege like you said. We were seen as untouchables. We were outcast in your system of history. But we have another history where we can find our identity. When we say Mool Nivasi, we are trying to find an identity. We can exist, and we can overcome these Brahminical scriptures, and without getting to that, without referring to that, or without trying to find our identities inside Brahminical system, we cannot approach like that. So that even though if we calculate the number of intellectuals, there are many, but we cannot confront or overcome the Brahminical system with by being in the system. We have
Right,
to
right.
call out this, and we have to we have to find the cultural counter. We have to form counter cultures. We have to form counter historical backgrounds. So I don't think we can go like this, like the left intellectuals. We can do like that. We have to find, or we have to academically and pragmatically, we have to find. And like you said, education is not something that overcomes social inequalities. It actually forms a new cultural reproduction, or it gives a cultural reproduction, but it doesn't overcome the social inequalities. We can acquire knowledge, and we can try to create another history, one the culture. We can find another things from that, but we can't actually overcome this social inequalities that easily, I think.
Correct, sir. Thank you, sir. Now we would like to go towards Kati Padmarao, sir. Sir, for a long time you are in the social movement, and you are having a different perspective of the social movement of Ambedkar, specifically the Mulnivasi people, SC/ST, OBC people. And as you had cited out from the Vedic literature also, and how a Brahmin wants to maintain the system, and how he is means he brought out the system and maintained the system. But as far as Dr. Ambedkar and his movement is considered, even his movement were having many Brahmin friends, and they were involved in in his particular movement, and even one of his teacher also was a Brahmin. So many intellectuals from these SC/ST, OBC people also give references to these examples in the social movement of Dr. Ambedkar, and they try to defend the situation or the position of Brahmin supremacy. From your social involvement and your overall study, how do you see this particular scenario of involvement of Brahmins in Dr. Ambedkar's movement? And again, after that, even after that, a statement given by Dr. Ambedkar, a Brahmin will remain a Brahmin. How this you analyze, sir? Kati
Uh,
Padmara.
dear sir, Ambedkar thinking arose out of this acute disidentification with the anomalous treatment meted out to his community by the Hindu of the so-called higher caste. Ambedkar thinking arose out of this act disidentification with the anonymous treatment method of to his community by the Hindus of the so-called higher caste. He was campaign of revolution to be brought about by the dynamic of public opinion through a change in the laws of the land. It is important. He was a campaign of a revolution to be brought about by the dynamic of public opinion through a change in the laws of the land. He was not a utopian, but a realist. He had a strong idealism, but it was not wrapped by wrong considerations. He is a philosopher. In my movement also, we will create alternatives in all feel Brahminism alternate to Dalits. Dalits are all united people, creative people, cultured people, movementable people. They are industrialists. But Brahmins, they told lies every day, but they defeated in India. In 7 lakhs villages in India, they have living only 1 lakh villages only. But Dalits, they have all 7 lakhs villages. They lived. They will live. They living. They lived. They will live. Why? They are truthful people, scientific people, creative people, poetic people. They created Buddhism. They created Sankhya philosophy in materialistic way. They created all sciences in India. The Brahmins only idealists, not a philosophers, but they are defeated in all universities, humanities, inhumanities, history, culture, archaeology, sociology, anthropology, philosophy, botany, all fields joining in thus more and more. The Brahmins deleted. Why? The Brahmins are not a scientific people. The Brahmins are a created people, only created thinking. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar created truthful way Buddhism, Buddhist path. In my Buddhist philosophy book, I told some things for you. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, a rationalist way, he demolished Brahminic thoughts, Vedas, Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, Atharvana Veda. All are humbug. All are anti-Moolavasi, killing Moolavasi theories. The Brahmins created killing characters. Indra, Krishna, Rama. They are killing characters. Brahmins created only killing characters. Ambedkar admires only philosophical characters. Right? Buddha, Mahatma Phule, Kabir. They are all gurus of him. Contemporary relevance in a chapter, I put something for you. The social, economic, political, and cultural values implicate in Buddhism are being reconciled from the time to time, eliminating the defects in society and facilitating the both of new ideas and practices. It also seeks to develop and improve the strained relations between the individual and the society, and thus help the progress of Buddhism as a whole. The Buddha's movement was characterized by contemporary relevance and universal appeal, and these teachings emphasized a life of liberation from sorrow, economic consciousness, and economic development are particularly evident to the organization of Buddhist Sangha. It was in the age of Buddhism. The trading centers were well developed and political stability was emphasized. Political stability in turn depend on the progress of society. That's why the all Mola Nivasis joined to the Buddhism. It is a alternative of Brahminism. This is my thought.
Right, sir. You had
This is
rightly
my thought.
pointed out. Correct, sir. Right, you had rightly pointed out and given beautiful examples and differences between the Buddhism and Brahmanism. Sir, basically, as you had rightly pointed out, that Brahmins are not a scientific people but a created
Sound
people.
loudly speak.
Yeah. Can you hear, sir, now?
Ah,
Yeah. As you had rightly pointed out, basically, you had said that the Brahminism versus Buddhism, how and what scientific differences are there, and Brahmins are a created people and not a scientific people. But still, if we see today also, if the overall system is considered, or social system, or India as a democratic system is considered, still these 3.5% Brahmins are having the control of the entire system. What can be the reason and what should be done by the SC/ST OBC people to come out of this clutch of the Brahminical system? What do you think, sir?
the Brahminism is everyday collapsed, burned. Everyday burned. The Buddhism is enhanced in worldly way. I visited London. There is so many Buddhists, so many Maharshis there. I visited Malaysia. So many Buddhists is there, not a Brahmins. I visited Dakshin Africa, Durban, Johannesburg. So many areas. There are no Brahmins anywhere. The only Molanivasis, converted Buddhists, they are living prophets, like prophets in that area. That's why the Brahminism is day by day burnt in externally, internally. Today, the Dalit thinkers created new philosophy, new architecture, new archaeology, new thoughts in worldly nature. The Dalit thinkers in all universities, in JNU, in Kerala universities, Acharya Nagarjuna universities, and Central University of Hyderabad. There are so many thinkers brought Ambedkarism. The single Brahmin are not a good thinker in India. Single Brahmin. Why? The Brahminism is lies, compelling lies book. The Brahmin is created person. The Brahmin is Acchayanancha Acchapanam Acchayanam Tada. We are the only learners. The Ambedkar told, all are the learners. The Molavasis first created worldliness thoughts. We are the people, human being. The Brahmin told, I am second born. The Ambedkar destroyed second born. He is a something burn, something create. The burning is Brahminism. The create is Buddhism. Creation is. I told one point for you. Buddhism with rational outlook. My book, Buddhist philosophy. Buddhism with rationalist outlook was able to develop as a antidote to dogmatism because it reconciled its principles with reason and modernized them. For as a creating the social and contemporary relevance of Buddhist principle thoughtfully provided by the Buddha, the ashramas and universities further developed them through a process of examination. The idea has been able, explained by Ekewada, the new idea which were born in the Middle Ages were represented by the Madhyamika, Paramika, Vijnanavada, and Sautramanika trends. The Dinganaga, Nagarjuna, so many thinkers are born at Buddhism. So many killers born at Hinduism. The Krishna killing so many Dalit leaders. The mainly Jarasandha is Yadava, Potana, Dalit woman, Kamsa is a Yadava king. He is a killer, prominent killer, Krishna. Buddhism create Ambedkar. Ambedkar create Buddhistic line constitution way. Buddhistic line. The constitution itself is Buddhism. Kindness, liberalism, liberty, paternity. They are not coming to French Revolution. That ideas are coming to Buddhism.
Right.
All our Mulavasis going to Buddhism. It's alternate. This is my view.
Right, sir. Thank you, sir. And I would like to go towards Anand Raju, sir. Anand Raju, sir, basically, now as Kati Padmarao, sir, was saying, that overall these Brahmins, though in less in percentage, as far as population is considered, just 3.5% of the entire population. But overall, if we see the present scenario or present situation, still in one sort, we can say that still the entire system, which is continued for the last 5,000 years, still they are controlling it in one way or the other way. Whatever the situation alters the philosophy or the thinking, it alters. And again, basically, even if we see today, even in the democratic country, most of the Mulnivasis are helpless and without job and without employment, without education. Basic things are missing. In one sense, basically, still they are having a control. So, if these the Mulnivasi people, SST, OBCs people, want to come out of the clutch of this 3.5% Brahminical thinking, what should they do? What can be the parameters they have to judge, or how they should see the person in front of them, or how they can judge themselves, so that they do not fall in the clutches of this Brahminical system? What do you say, sir?
Actually, like I said before, the system is actually made in a way that it facilitates the working in a way that the Brahmins are always in the top. The other oppressor castes are always in the top. Uh, we all know the fact that from Niti Aayog and everything, 88.75% of the economically backward people are these SC, ST, OBC people. Uh, it's a fact. The Mulnivasis are economically backward and they are educationally backward. It's because system or the state denies so. If you take the cases of the Adivasi people or ST people from Kerala or SC people from Kerala, we lack, proper educational facilities during the corona period. uh, the period going on now. If you take the people from South India or North India, the Mulnivasis, we can see the similar problems in the educational sectors. It is all caused by the state. The state is always, in this system, in this culture, the state is always Brahmanical centered. They always follow the system as if in the Hindu scripture. The only way to counter this or to overcome this problem entirely is by creating a counter culture, a counter history, like Dr. B.R. Ambedkar does with Buddhism, Neo Buddhism. He creates an altered history and he forms an identity for the Mulnivasis, which they are in the top. They have the certain things they needed for living peacefully with equality, justice, and everything. So we have to do something like that, or else we can't overcome this Brahmanism entirely. But as you all know, we can with certain measures or with certain things, we can come to the a level, better than this, if you ask me. Uh, the caste system is actually a value system. The caste system doesn't, it is not a material thing. It actually works as a value system. The values, if you take the values, we consider certain values for the oppressor caste and less values for these untouchables or Mulnivasis. There was a recent case in IIT Chennai. There was this guy, Mr. Bibin. He got his PGs and doctorates and PhDs from all the all the universities across the world, but he was forced to drop his job at IIT. He said that he was always judged by the Brahmin faculties. They are not convinced with his educational qualifications, the talent he has. We have it is because, like I said, the system is very Brahmanical and we don't have the value in this system. They don't think we have the value. They don't think we have the value uh, uh, to be a intelligent guy, to be a good singer, to be a good actor, or to come to lead. They don't think the value systems say otherwise. See, so we have to overcome this to solve the caste itself entirely, or we will stay like this forever. I think we have to gain up our younger generations. Actually, our Dalit intellectuals, like you said earlier, they are doing a pretty good job. They are trying to, they are trying to find certain ways. They are doing their things and everything across India. Even in Kerala, we are trying to, trying to motivate our people. We are trying to encourage. We are doing our things from our part. We are doing our activisms to encourage and lift them up. But there's a certain limit to this until the state intervenes. The state, in the case of the recent economic reservation in the recent era, they say that the upper caste are economically poor. If you take the archives, even from the early 20th century, the Brahmin says that they are poor, economically poor. You see, it's a common thought. It's a Brahminical thought that they are poor and they need to be uplifted. And we can see the truth that we have been always poor, but we are not uplifted because we need not be uplifted in this value system, in the thought. So I think we have to find this identity. We have to stick to this identity. We have to compromise the differences between these Mulnivasi castes. We have to overcome this caste system. We have to break endogamy. We have to encourage our people to think in this methodology, other than this left and right and such methodologies. We have to come out of this delusional heritage. We have to come out of this every Brahminical scriptures. So I think there's a pragmatic, like Dr. B.R. Ambedkar said, the only pragmatic way is to overcome this culture and form a counter culture by doing by forming an identity and by forming a history. So I think it's the only way to
Right, sir.
annihilate the caste.
Right, 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 sir. Basically, identity matters because identity creates a force, identity creates a brotherhood, identity creates a motive to fight against the system or to fight against the any conspirator who is from who is maintaining the system. Sir, Kati Padmarao, sir, as far as this today's topic is considered, we would like to take your views. What are your concluding message to our viewers? What they should take forward, or how they should look forward towards the Brahmins or the Brahminical system, and what measures they can take. Your concluding message on today's topic, sir.
I read one passage for you. I saw, this is my book, Journey Towards Well-Being. I saw top officials standing under trees before in quarters. Many of them were Brahmins. Mr. Kansiram's house, he stays in the MP's quarters. I saw top officials standing under trees before his quarters. Many of them were Brahmins. They bent and touched Mr. Kansiram's feet. The BSP workers were congratulating one another. Mr. Ambedkar Rajan, Mr. Kansiram's personal secretary, manages to party office in the camp. A photograph was taken with Mr. Mayawati standing beside Baba Ambedkar statue. The photo was released to the press. Officials were running higher, and whenever the CM come out of our chamber, they stood in attention. The rooms resounded with the ring of phones. This is reality. The Brahmins are slaves. Their thesis slavery. The Brahmins are authoritarian people. The Brahmins destroyed day by day. The Moolavasis raised day by day. Why? They are scientific, real people. They are industrious. They are creators. Today in India, the thousands of poets in Moolavasis. Today in India, the lakhs of people in engineering. Today in India, the lakhs of teachers in Moolavasis. Today in India, the thousands of political leaders in Moolavasis. The Brahmins reduced day by day, destroyed, demolished. Why? They have no philosophy. They have no life philosophy. They have no life science. They have no thoughts in moral way. That's why they destroy. The Moolavasis created political theories and political systems and political parties and political power. We try to go to Buddhism one way, in cultural way, that's a strong way, the worldliness way. Buddhism is world philosophy. Buddhism is world thought. Buddhism is today in China, in Russia, Malaysia, Thailand, Bhutan, Germany, Japan, London, America, expansive thoughts. Brahminism declining. Brahminism is not a thought. That is an exploited theory. That's why they have no life. The thought is relevant.
Correct,
They
sir.
all thinkers of India, Molavasi thinkers of India, they are strong, very strong. They newly building their homes, their newly created thoughts, today political thoughts in economic thought in Thor, political thoughts in Narayan Guru, and others Ilaya, socio-cultural ideas in Ilaya, in KPR, in so many theoretical thoughts, so many people, so thousands of thinkers in
Right, sir.
Molavasis.
Correct, sir.
The Brahmins, no one thinker in India, Ambedkar told, like Walter, Rousseau, Socrates, Plato, Aristotle, the Greek philosophers in three, Socrates, Plato, Aristotle. The Ambedkar imprinted his mind after Germany philosophers, Hegel, Kant, Marx, the three, the Brahminism corrupted to Marxism,
Yes, sir. Sir,
not
we
a
are almost
create,
towards
new
the
creation
end
of
of the
Marx.
session, sir. Please, yeah, please
That's
try to
why
conclude. Yes, sir. Yeah, yeah.
the concluding courageous Dalits today, the killing of Brahminism, demolition of Brahminism, the burning of Manusmriti, the creation of new constitution, the Buddhism, political power, and the empowerment of Dalits. That is my view.
Right, sir. Very rightly pointed out, and very right message towards our viewers. Similarly, we will go to Anandraju, sir. Sir, your concluding remarks in few words for our viewers, sir, on today's topic.
Yeah, I think we have to encourage our new generations uh, to understand the casteism, to understand how to overcome this. Like Kadisa pointed out, the Buddhism was a very pragmatic way. Dr. Ambedkar, the Neo-Buddhism, what he formulated, it was a very pragmatic way to overcome the historical background, the culture system, everything existed. But as we can see, we couldn't achieve, what Ambedkar, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar dreamt. So I think it's time to follow his path. It's time to understand what is going on in India, to understand how the politics works, to understand how the system works. So, like the philosophers, my former uh, guest mentioned, we have to, find more philosophers from or ontologists from our country. We have to, we have to find the symbolic power needed to overcome this. We have to find the cultural capital to confront this. So I think by giving sessions on the problems and the methods we can use to eradicate will be a good thing, like for a start. So I think what we are doing, like right now, is a good is even a basic step for attaining the better future for our future generations. So I think, yeah, our generations need to be addressed, identified. They have to be informed, to enlightened about what to do and what is happening. Yeah.
Right, sir. Right. Very rightly pointed out. We have to strengthen the identity and we have to raise the awareness level within our people so that they come to know what is right and what is wrong, what is the scientific way of understanding, analyzing the things, and then moving, taking it forward, and which is in the interest of the human being. Basically, human being matters. So, Buddhist philosophy is entirely based on the human being, the relations between humans and humans. So, definitely if that behavior or that culture is strengthened, the gap between these thinking between the multivasis will definitely get reduced, and they can come together to form their own culture, their own identity, and their own setup to remain in the democratic setup given by the Indian constitution. Today I would like to thank you from MNT News Network to both of you to joining our studio and enlightening our viewers on this particular topic and what was the thinking of Dr. Ambedkar regarding this particular concept. Definitely, in future also we would like to invite you on various different topics and will invite you to enlighten our viewers so that they will get more and more information from you. Once again, thank you very much, both of you, for joining our studio today. Thank you very much, sir. Jai Bhim, Jai Mulya. With your permission, I would like to announce for tomorrow's program. Tomorrow, there is a Hindi program, which is basically a Hindi prime time session, which normally we are organizing from Monday to Saturday. So only on Sundays we are organizing the panel discussions in English, but if from Monday to Saturday we are organizing in Hindi. Tomorrow we are going to discuss on very important topic, and the topic is बैंकों की कॉर्पोरेट घरानों द्वारा लूट जिम्मेदार कौन. The present scenario of the banking sectors going in the hands of the corporates, that is the topic that we are going to discuss tomorrow, and who is the responsible for this change. Once again I am repeating the topic, बैंकों की कॉर्पोरेट घरानों द्वारा लूट जिम्मेदार कौन. This is the topic that we are going to discuss tomorrow. So definitely tomorrow at same time 8:30 p.m. I hope all the viewers will be there to enlighten on this particular topic. Thank you for watching this today's session, and it will be available and at this particular link on the Facebook and YouTube. Thank you very much for joining today, and see you tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. Thank you very much. Jai Bhim, Jai Bhul Nivasi, Jai Savidan, Jai Bharat.